All right, fourth graders, I'm going to do it a little bit differently for our mini lesson today. I'm going to teach you a specific strategy. So you're not going to see my face. I'm sorry. I will see you later today. And we saw each other twice yesterday. But what I do want to teach you is a strategy of boxes and bullets, which you all are very familiar with. But as you prepare for your presentations, you might want to refer back to this. You are allowed to use your notes for your presentation as long as you're making sure you're looking up, not just reading from your notes. You may memorize it. That's fine too. But I'm going to focus on, so I've been reading a lot about the Seneca Falls Convention, and maybe some of you have this subtopic as well. But I know right away that that's going to be my main idea. So when we have boxes and bullets, we can put our main idea. I'm going to just write it lightly because I'm going to use this again for a different topic. Okay, so I have the Seneca Falls, and I'm going to take that information and I'm going to think about, okay, what are the most important things that I need to tell my listeners about the Seneca Falls? Well, I know that the Seneca Falls was where women could organize a reform movement. So that's something that I want to write down. Because it was a reform movement. The women finalized the convention for July 19 and 20 at the Wesleyan Chapel in Seneca Falls, New York. Okay, so it was a reform movement. That's like a minor detail. It's where it took place, but it's not a whole separate detail. It still supports, well, it was a reform movement in Seneca Falls. In Seneca Falls, New York. They drafted a document called the Declaration of Sentiments. Well, that's something that I want to tell my readers about, my listeners, because they're not going to know what that is. So it was the Declaration of Sentiments. So this was specific complaints about the male-dominated U.S. government. So then people arrived at the chapel. I'm going to add that. That was it was a chapel. That's actually significant. I want to make sure I note that. And in that chapel, they had 300 attendees arrive at the chapel on July 19. Okay, and then on the second day, 100 people. Well, this was the document. Now what actually happened? Well, July 19, there was 300 attendees. Okay, and then the second day, so it'd be July 20, there was 100 people. Then there was also 32 men, and that's significant. Several men even stormed out. And then following that Sunday, later, that ministers attacked the Seneca Falls Convention, and some stood against it. Some weren't turning back. This was a big part of the women's suffrage movement. So maybe I want to just summarize at the end. Some were in favor, and some were some were in favor, and some were very angry. But fourth graders, what I want you to notice, this is summarize my information. I didn't write every detail down because I don't need to tell my listeners every single detail. I want to get them the main idea, and all of my supporting details should go back up to my main idea. All right. So today you're going to practice making sure you're taking notes on your main idea, your subtopic, and then practice teaching to somebody. You can upload your video to Flipgrid today, or you can wait to do that until Wednesday as well. All right. Happy learning.